10 budgeting mistakes you're probably making. Welcome to today's episode, where we're diving into 10 budgeting mistakes you're probably making. Whether you're just starting your budgeting journey or you've been at it for years, chances are you might be making at least one of these common mistakes. But don't worry, by the end of this podcast, you'll have practical tips to fix them. Let's jump right in. 1. Not tracking expenses. This is a big one. If you don't know where your money is going, it's impossible to take control of your finances. Imagine trying to diet without knowing what you're eating. It just wouldn't work. Start simple. Use a spreadsheet, a budgeting app, or even a notebook. Write down every expense for at least a month. You might be surprised by how much those little purchases, like coffee runs or snack stops, add up. Pro tip: break your expenses into categories like groceries, dining out, transportation, and entertainment. This will give you a clearer picture of where adjustments are needed. Common budgeting. Mistakes and solutions. Ever been hit with a hefty annual subscription fee or a big holiday shopping bill that wrecked your budget? That's what happens when you ignore irregular expenses. To fix this, take a look at your calendar and bank statements. Note down all non-monthly expenses, like car registration, holiday gifts, or annual memberships. Then, divide the total by 12 and save that amount monthly. This way, when the bill comes, you'll have the cash ready. This mistake can throw your entire budget off. Many people assume their take-home pay is higher than it actually is, or forget to account for small, frequent expenses. Be realistic. When budgeting your income, use your net pay, what actually hits your bank account after taxes and deductions. As for expenses, round up. If your grocery bill averages $350 a month, budget $400 just in case. It's better to have a surplus than a shortfall. The 50-30-20 rule: zero-based budgeting, envelope budgeting. Instead of forcing yourself into a system that doesn't fit, experiment. Maybe you prefer a hybrid approach, like combining a spending tracker with a percentage-based plan. Find what keeps you consistent and motivated. Avoiding common financial pitfalls. Credit cards can feel like free money until the bill arrives. Overspending is easy when you're swiping plastic instead of handing over cash. To avoid this, treat your credit card like a debit card. Only charge what you can afford to pay off in full every month. And if you tend to overspend, consider leaving your credit card at home or using it strictly for planned expenses like bills. Life happens. Maybe you got a raise, lost a job, had a baby, or moved to a new city. Sticking to the same budget during major life changes is a recipe for disaster. Whenever your income or expenses change significantly, sit down and revise your budget. Adjust your spending and savings goals to reflect your new reality. An emergency fund is your financial safety net. Without one, unexpected expenses, like a medical bill or car repair, can derail your entire budget. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses. Start small if you need to. Even setting aside $20 a week can add up over time. Automate this process if possible, so you don't even have to think about it. If you think you can keep track of all your expenses and goals in your head, think again. Memory is unreliable, and it's easy to forget small details that can make a big impact. Write everything down, or better yet, use a budgeting app that syncs across your devices. Seeing the numbers in black and white helps you stay accountable and track progress. Avoiding common budgeting mistakes. Automation is a game changer. Without it, you risk missing bill payments or forgetting to save consistently. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account right after payday. Many banks also allow you to automate bill payments, so you never have to worry about late fees. Let technology do the heavy lifting for you. Finally, the most overlooked step: reviewing your budget regularly. A budget isn't a one-and-done task, it's a living document. Set aside time at least once a month to review your spending, savings, and goals. Ask yourself, did I stick to the plan? Where did I overspend? What can I do differently next month? This habit will keep you on track and make your budget more effective over time. There you have it. 10 budgeting mistakes you're probably making and how to fix them. Budgeting is all about awareness and consistency. Start small, make adjustments, and remember, progress is better than perfection. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could use a little budgeting advice. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next episode.